fermenting maize when you're preparing it for banku or kenke to go and mill it. Okay, that should be covered.
It should be covered.
Okay.
So after 3 days, when you've mixed your boiled 3 days fermented cassava and the fresh one, it normally has this the color changes a bit.
So now is it coming like this?
Not really
not like this,
but it's a bit brownish kind of. Okay. Then now what you do is you put palm oil on fire, a little bit of palm oil.
As in the red oil?
Yes, red oil.
There's only?
Yes, only.
Interesting.
When you leave it on fire, you need to allow it to overheat. So you know when you put palm oil on fire and it overheats, it changes color. It becomes light.
Or very light.
Very light.
Clear.
Clear, kind of, yes. So once you're done with that, you pour it on the fermented cassava that you've left for the 3 days. Then you mix it together. Then what you do is, because you've left it for 3 days to ferment, you have to go back to it, use a grater. Then you grate it again into a pan or it should be a flat surface.
Okay.
Once you're done grating, you leave it on the sun for like 24 hours for it to dry. Once it's totally dried, the next day now what you do is you put water on fire, you put a sieve on fire, then you just spread it on. It doesn't go into the water.
Okay.
Just like the way you do, we are going to do it right now.
All right, how you do quickly. So you have the nice.
So once you put it,
sieve.
Once you put it there, you cover it. You need to be checking consistently. You need to be stirring.
Okay.
As the heat gets into the acheke, and you stir, you keep stirring, you get this color.
Okay, so you more or less steam it.
Kinda.
Okay.
So once you're done, it comes to this, and you leave it to cool. Then you have people bagging, selling, or you just bag it, keep it in your house.
That is okay. So it's something you can actually make at home.
Oh yes.
I mean, the process is long, but if you make it in batches, you can. So how do you store this, in the fridge or the freezer? In the fridge. In the fridge. So you just airtight.
You just tie it in
because I see that.
Exactly.
Okay, so in the Olunka bag. And then you just put it in the fridge.
Some people prefer to keep it in the deep freezer, but the deep freezer, what happens is when you keep it in the deep freezer and you bring it out, sometimes if you're not careful, you lose the texture. It has not become starchy like it has to because of the ice that has gone in it. But when it's in the fridge or you leave it outside, but it's not safe outside because sometimes because of heat, it can actually spoil. It can become very moisturized.
Okay, I love it. Okay, let's start. All right, so where do we begin?
Okay, so we will first of all do our pepper sauce.
Okay,
so today I'm giving you 2 different types of sauces. I'm giving you a green pepper sauce and I'm giving you a red pepper sauce.
Okay, but Acheke has to go with the pepper sauce.
It has to go with the pepper sauce.
Has to go with the pepper sauce.
Yes, and also has to go with a bit of tomato sauce.
I mean, when it comes to Acheke, it's very interesting. For me, my very first introduction to Acheke, I must have been maybe 13 or 14. And one of my closest friends, she's like a sister, her mom, a part of her comes from Axim.
Oh, okay.
And so because of her, we used to spend a lot of time at each other's houses. She's like a second mother to me. Shout out to Auntie Amy. So because of her, I very early at 13, 14, I tasted Acheke, I tasted Fum, the red and the white. I got to taste all these things. So I had never associated it with the Ivory Coast until maybe 7, 8 years ago when it became such a huge thing in Ghana. And now everybody was, the Ivorian restaurants and spots, eateries were popping up, and Acheke was the thing. So as my brain works, it was just a very interesting connection and another example of how Africans, we are all one. We come from we are cut from the same cloth.
It's amazing how Ghanaians now love Acheke.
Yeah.
I mean, can I have more of the green pepper sauce?
More green pepper?
Yes, please.
Okay, get you some more green pepper.
Okay, so
you have some in the fridge.
Okay, so transfer.
Okay. So what are the key ingredients for this green pepper sauce?
Okay, so I have a special way I make my pepper sauce.
trust you.
So
I mean, how could I forget? You're a chef, so of course you have.
So you have your pepper, your paprika. You add a bit of onion. I like to use just one. I mean, because we need to fill the pepper.
It's about the pepper. Exactly. It's about the pepper. It's not about the onion.
Right. Then you can add like 4 cloves of garlic.
Okay.
And then 1 ginger is fine.
Okay.
Just cut it into pieces quickly.
Okay.
And then I add some spring onion.
Okay. Alrighty.
Right.
Okay.
So mostly I like to
So do you add the spring onion for the flavor or for the color?
For the color.
For the color. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now we are ready to blend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just add one.
Okay, 1 bouillon
chicken
cube.
nuggets.
Okay. Okay. So this is chicken.
Yes, chicken
cube. Okay. Is there a reason why you don't want to use shrimp or beef or?
Personally, I just
prefer
to
the
use
chicken taste.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're going to blend, but we're not going to use oil, water.
Okay.
We'll use oil.
So frito comes in handy.
Right.
So the first time I experienced this, where a chef came on the show to use frito oil to blend, it was actually a chef that frito introduced us to, and so they came.
Okay.
She came, amazing lady, and since then this is what I've been doing. I've been blending
with oil.
Yes, and I love it. And you don't get your mixture being too watery. It's nice and thick. I love it.
All right.
Okay, it's on already. I've put it on for you. Okay, so our pepper is blended. Is there a particular consistency? Do you want it to be very smooth? Should it be chunky? How do you like it?
I like it to be not too smooth, not too rough.
Okay.
It's in between.
Okay.
So that when we're frying on fire, when it's almost cooking, you get the pepper to be thick.
So that's okay.
So when you take the acheke, you can actually
it's a dip.
Exactly.
It's actually a sauce.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
So transfer into our bowl.
Okay. Okay.
Now it's ready to go
straight on the fire. We're not adding anything else. Okay. All right. So what are we doing next? So the green pepper sauce, we are just leaving it.
We leave it to
cook. Okay. So it's very similar to the Ghanaian green pepper sauce as well.
Yes,
see, one people. We are the same people.
So now we'll blend for our fish seasoning.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll blend some ginger.
Okay. So again, is this your own recipe, or this is how the Ivorians would do it? So I mean, you're adding ginger, you're adding garlic. So again, is this typically how it's done, the Ivorian way, or this is your own recipe?
It's typically how it's done. Some people like to use the powdered seasonings and all that. Okay. But it's better when you use the natural seasoning. Yeah. So we'll just blend some garlic. We'll blend some.
The powdered ones, they help us and they are convenient.
And we'll add 1 onion.
Okay. So this is how the Ivorian would season his or her tilapia. Okay, I love it. Well, we're right across the border from each other, so and we know that because of the border divisions, there are some Ghanaians who are there and some Ivorians who are here. We know, so it shouldn't be surprising.
Very true.
Okay, so once again, this is not very smooth.
Not very smooth.
Also very chunky.
Yes,
okay, is there a reason for that? Because we're seasoning.
We're seasoning, so once it's cooked and you're eating, you need to feel the
tiny bits of chunks. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it.
And when it comes to our fish also.
And this tilapia has already been cleaned, washed, it's prepped.
Yes, but I normally like to take off
the gills.
The gills,
okay.
Yes.
Is there a reason?
Ivorians normally don't eat the acheke and tilapia with the gills.
With the gills, okay.
I mean,
so we need to stay true to the tradition. I understand.
So we'll take that out.
Okay. So is it 1 tilapia to a person?
Yes, one tilapia to a person, but these are quite huge.
Yes,
so
they are pretty big. Are we going to cut them?
We'll cut them.
Okay.
Okay. So now we would.
Okay, so our tilapia is washed. Gills are out.
Yes, please.
So what are we doing next?
We'll slice them.
Okay, into two.
Cut them into two. Yes, please.
Okay. Alrighty. Beautiful clean cuts. Okay. Tilapia is such a meaty fish.
Yeah. Very meaty. These tilapia are huge.
Yeah. Okay.
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 So now we go on to
So now we're going to grill.
Season our fish.
Okay, we're going to season
yes.
it.
So we put some salt first.
Salt. Okay.
Okay. Now we'll add our blended.
Our ginger, our garlic, and onion. Okay. I wanted to find out, so when you're doing it the Ivorian way, red onions, that's what you use?
You use.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
still the red onion.
The red onions.
Okay.
Then we'll add some chicken seasoning.
Okay.
Just so that the seasoning gets into the fish, we'll just give it a cut.
Little slit. How's it doing?
It's doing okay. We'll add a bit of salt.
Okay.
And then lastly, just a little bit more of chicken seasoning.
Okay.
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 You want to taste it?
Yeah, I think I do. And can I handle the heat like you?
Oh.
Okay, let's put it here. All right. Not bad. I'm not much of a pepper girl, but it tastes really good.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we'll add a little bit of pepper to our fish.
Oh, interesting. I see. Why is that?
So the fish can be a bit spicy.
Okay.
So you feel some
So you feel a bit of the pepper in there.
Right.
Okay.
So just a little.
Okay. Just a little. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what? Let's go on a break. At this point, our green pepper sauce is almost done. Our tilapia is ready to hit the grill, and we're moving along very quickly. So let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll get this on fire and then do a few other things. And don't forget, our local is still waiting for us too. This is What's Cooking. We'll be right back.
upon a time, in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you please show me where the Presby Church is? Oh, sure. Go straight. 10 left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a water cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
When the Black Stars stick to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach. Why Fatika on to be dribble? The coach must go. The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As we wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibe.
Have you at it? Mami Gobe Nubi, the Kokono. One Garino.
These, my dear ones, are some few moments that makes our Ghana truly special.
And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lele rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture. Lele rice, ye nimno free tete. This advert is FDA approved.
Yeah, CB will make up now. I'm correct. What's your best mankasa? That's it. Oh, middle. You capture back on the CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules and I make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You knew the dada. And one year packaging I had the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bias and walk with the packaging.
Are painful. Any about town, Mount Padano. Anybody who is and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man, Tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apiorkor. And we've been doing something very interesting today. We're making acheke with grilled tilapia. We have aluko and it's ready. Just look at how gorgeous this is. It's golden. I bet it's tasty. I don't even need to taste it to confirm that. But we've come a long way on our journey. Our green pepper sauce is ready. Our red pepper sauce is just about there. As I said earlier, our local fried plantain, it's here. It's glorious. It's grinning and shining at us. We are happy about it. And now we have to get going with that acheke. I believe the tilapia is also in the oven. It should be just about there and done very soon. Okay. Now don't forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tomufa Kakra na Aye Bebre. And the new kid on the block, we're welcoming today Kivo Pepper. We're so happy to have you. We see you all over the place, and we're glad that right now you're a part of the What's Cooking and the Channel 1 TV family. Bienvenue, Akwaba. Welcome to you, Kivo. Now, my guest here, Chef Orel,
yes,
like he's immersed in what he's doing. We're doing it Ivorian style. We brought the Francophone to the Ghana, and I love it. But Chef, and while we're getting our red pepper sauce going, can you just tell us a little bit about what we've done? Because there's a lot that we saw on the camera and all that. What have we done so far since we went on our break?
Okay, so we've done our red pepper sauce.
Yes.
And the red pepper sauce is just like we did the green pepper sauce.
Okay, but this time with the red pepper.
It's red pepper,
okay.
And this time there's no spring onion.
Okay.
It's just red pepper, garlic, and ginger.
Love it.
All right, and you season with some chicken seasoning, and you're good to go.
Great.
And then we fried our plantain like initially said, golden brown. It doesn't have to be too dark. It has to just be golden brown.
That's the Ivorian way.
Yes, please. And then we have prepped our vegetables as well. We've done our cucumber, our onion, and our fresh tomatoes. we'll season it, and it's good to go.
While you're making that pepper sauce, I was eating some of the cucumber.
That's
but
okay.
You didn't see. So I'm tricking myself.
That's okay. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to warm our acheke.
Okay.
Okay. This is ready. Like I said earlier from the beginning, you can have it straight away.
This is already steamed, so we can eat
This
it like
already
this. So
steamed.
just as cold, right?
Yes.
I want to taste it.
You see, it's starchy,
Yeah.
but it's not too starchy.
No.
When we finish warming it, you see the difference. Okay. Alright, so we'll transfer it.
Okay. So this is just a pan with boiling water.
Yes,
and then we have a colander on top. Okay. So when you warm it, you steam it.
Yes.
What about the people who say, oh, I want to warm it in the microwave, or
You can.
I want to stir it in a pan?
No, not in a pan.
Never in a
Microwave
pan.
is workable.
Okay.
Microwave, you just have to sprinkle a bit of water on it.
Okay.
Put it in the microwave, not for too long, because if it stays in there for too long, it will become hard.
Okay, like rubber.
Right.
But definitely not in a pan.
No, not in a pan.
Okay.
No. It's a no-no.
Okay. So, Chef, how did you learn how to make acheke?
I have family in Abidjan.
Okay.
So most of the times when I go there, I have an auntie. She actually taught me how to do acheke.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned.
Is that one of the things that inspired you to become a chef?
No.
No?
I'm actually a self-taught chef.
Oh.
So what happened was my mom is a caterer.
Okay.
And then I was working in the corporate world, and at the point I was like just tired of the 8 to 5 job. So I was like,
It wasn't your thing?
Nah, not really. So cooking was something I was very passionate about. And then one day I just decided to come up with a flyer, and I gave myself a name, Salad King. And I just did a broadcast that very day, and to my surprise, others started coming that very day. So that's how I started my cooking journey, and that was like 9 years ago.
It's amazing. And I must mention that Chef Orel is the founder and CEO of Salad King. And they're not too far away from us here at Channel 1.
Tesano.
Just in the Tesano hood.
Right.
So you were here before we came. So you welcomed us when we came. I love it. I love to hear it.
Let's check on our tilapia quickly.
Very necessary.
So it doesn't... Ooh, nice. Okay, so our red pepper is ready.
Pepper's ready.
We would transfer into our salsa.
It's actually orange. It's interesting.
Okay, just a little bit.
Okay, so our tilapia, we're waiting for it to dry out, right?
Right, yes.
I keep saying, we've said it here on What's Cooking a number of times, that if you have an oven at home, you should use your oven. It's a great tool. Long before air fryers came, we had them. And you can do so much. So much in the oven. And the thing is, if you're a busy person, you work from home, you have kids, or you have different tasks or chores that you're juggling at any particular point in time, most of the time you pop whatever it is into the oven and you have space and time to focus on other things. So yeah, play with your ovens, learn how they work, use them, explore them. They are great. And for people who are very health conscious, especially when it comes to cholesterol levels and whatnot, you typically don't need a lot of oil when you're either oven grilling, roasting, or whatever it is that you may be doing. So that's also a better option as well. Okay. How's our acheke doing? We're almost there.
Almost done.
So we're pretty much done. What are we doing with the avocado? You know, I like avocado. So.
The avocado is it's a plus.
Okay.
I mean, once you're done dishing your fish, your acheke, your aluko, and your pepper sauce, you can slice a bit of pear avocado on it, and you're good to go. Yes, and we have a mayonnaise also. So you just add a bit of mayonnaise to it, and you know, when you scoop the acheke, you scoop your fish, you scoop the vegetable on top of it. You take a bit of mayonnaise. Everything in the plate has to go into your mouth for you to get
the full experience,
exactly.
full flavorful experience. I love it.
Quickly, let's season.
You see, this is why I love my francophone brothers and sisters. Everything you do has 10,000% passion attached to it. I love it.
Exactly. So we'll quickly season our vegetables. Okay.
But they taste good already. What else are we adding?
With the vegetables?
Yeah.
We'll add some vinegar,
okay,
a bit of oil, and then a bit of chicken seasoning.
Okay. Okay. So I'm seeing that the same ingredients in terms of seasoning run through pretty much every part of the meal.
Every part of the meal.
So
yes.
does that help to give it a...
If we had some fresh parsley, that you can chop a bit of that into your veggies, and you can use that as well into your seasoning when you're seasoning your fish. Yes.
Okay. So is it because we want a cohesive, unified taste? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everything should
come together.
Brilliant.
All right. So.
Okay.
Not too much oil.
Just a tiny bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
That's fine. Then we can just use the chicken seasoning.
Okay. So we've covered the acheke. Is that so that the vapor can actually do the warming and get it to where we need it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Then we add our vinegar.
Okay.
You can use the cover to measure. So 1, 2.
2 is fine.
2 is fine. You mix it all together.
This looks like a meal on its own. It looks like a salad king.
It's a salad.
A salad king dish. In your opinion, what makes a good salad?
What makes a good salad? Hey, Apiorkor, this question. Everybody has their taste. I mean, I personally, my slogan is the healthy choice. So when I'm making my salads from Salad King cuisine, I think about health. So I don't do the Ghanaian salad, the one, you know, our Ghanaian people.
Very heavy on cream.
The
United Nations salad.
Sardine and things. No, I do more of chicken salad, and my chicken salad is chicken breast.
Okay. So the white meat, lean meat.
Exactly. Okay. I do avocado. I do French salad as well. Yes. So salad. What makes a good salad? It depends. I mean, everyone has their taste.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
All right. So our vegetable is. You want to taste?
Well done. I do want to taste. Okay.
Go right ahead.
Thank you. So I have to get all the different vegetables in the spoon, right? Wow. Wow.
Anything missing?
Absolutely nothing. I even eat just this.
Oh, some people do. They just have vegetables, and this healthy. I mean, it's good. I think I'll check it.
I love it.
Okay.
Checker's ready?
Yes.
Almost.
This is ready.
Okay.
Thank you. Just transfer.
Oh, I see what you mean. Now it's become starchier.
Yeah.
So the heat has loosened it up, and
yes.
The chemist would say it's loosened up the molecules.
Right.
And now we're seeing the effect of the starch. And that's part of that Acheke experience, the starch.
Yes, starch. Okay, so our Acheke is ready.
It's like mashed eba. I guess it makes sense, right?
Some people call Acheke cassava couscous. I mean.
Well, I mean. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our Acheke is ready. The star of the show. Our grilled tilapia. You know, we don't want to take it out right now because we don't want it to get cold, right? Our veggies, our salad is ready. Our loco is ready. Green pepper sauce, red pepper sauce, check. We're ready to eat. So let's go for a break. And when we come back, we sit down and we dine like the king and the queen that we are.
Once upon a time, in the heart of Accra, a man in his fancy car sought directions. But oh, the Ghanaian way.
Hello, bro. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you please show me where the Presby Church is? Oh, sure. Go straight. 10 left at the big mango tree with the broken branches with most of the mangoes falling. Right after that tree, there is a water cellar. If you reach, ask there. Anybody will show you.
Play into one young one's son. When the Black Stars stick to the field, every Ghanaian becomes a coach. Why Fatika want to be dribble? The coach must go. The sacred cue for our beloved Gobe. As we wait patiently, rehearsing the perfect vibe.
Have you acted? Mami Gobe Nubi, the cocono. One Garino.
These, my dear ones, are some few moments that makes our Ghana truly special.
And as we share these stories, let us also remember a plate of lily rice, connecting our hearts through the flavors of our culture. Lily rice, ye nimno free tete. This advert is FDA approved.
Yeah, CB will make up now. I'm not correct. Why your best mankasa?
That's it.
Oh, middle. You captures about one CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules in America.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging I had the
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bias and walk with the packaging.
Are painful. Any about town, Mount Padano. Anybody who and come home.
Susanna, Ghana man, Tamasi.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA Aji Edredin Katoyatu.
Welcome back. It's still What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apiorkor. We're just about wrapping it up here. I've been cooking, well, I've been a sous chef. I haven't really been cooking, but I've been supporting the chef for today. And what we've been making is something very special. I'm sure there are many of you who are watching us who love it. Perhaps you don't even know where to find it. But today we're giving you an idea of how you could have it at home, and I think it makes a great party dish. You know, if you're entertaining at home, you're looking for something African, away from the usual banku and kenke and whatnot, you want to try something different, I think this is a great way to go. All right, and my guest is Chef Aurel. He is the salad king. Make no mistake about that. And you need to look him up, especially if you're a salad lover or you're someone who, you know, wants to incorporate salads, greens, some more healthy things into their diet. He's someone you need to be speaking to. And of course, if you want some Acheke, I'm sure he'll sort you out as well. Don't forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom, Ufakakra, Naye Bebre, and of course, Kivo Pepper. We are so delighted to have you with the What's Cooking family. After a very long time, we're happy to have you on board. Okay, Chef, it's time to eat.
Yes.
The tradition here is that the chef of the day always does the addition. Yes. Okay. So, if you don't mind, okay, but I'll help you. I'll pour the juice.
So, as you pour the juice, let me.
Yes. Please feel free. Okay. So this is for you.
Thank you.
And as far as Acheke, we need to eat it with our hands, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we want to give people the full-fledged experience when it comes to Acheke. So we're going to eat with our hands. We've already washed them, so we're ready to go.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. This is for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you have
Aloko.
your aloko.
I love anything plantain.
Aloko on the side.
Do you have to dip the things in any particular way? It doesn't
really matter.
It doesn't really matter. Okay. Ooh, tilapia looks good. So in the end, we sprinkled, or let's
some
say
of the red pepper.
We just embalmed it.
Exactly. That's the word.
Slathered it on. Some of the red pepper sauce. Okay. But before we start doing, we put some of the green.
Yes.
Okay.
So the vegetables can go
the
right
vegetables
on
I've
top
fallen
of
in
the
love
fish.
with already. Okay. Beautiful.
Then you have your green pepper sauce.
So when it comes to the pepper sauces, do you usually have both, or it's usually one or the other?
I like to have both.
Okay. You're spoiling.
You can choose to go for the red one, or you can choose to go for the green one.
Okay. Both beautiful. Very colorful.
Yeah. And tasty.
Okay. That's the important part. Okay.
And lastly, last but not the least, you have a bit of your mayo.
Yeah.
On the side.
Ooh.
Then you crown it all with your avocado.
I love avocado, so please give me plenty. It's amazing. Okay, so now I need you to do your plate because I want you to show me how to eat it. Because I know we've spoken about the fact that you need to, when you're eating, dip it in a certain way so you get all the flavors and all that. So I'm curious to know how you do it. Okay.
A little chicken.
And our local.
A little local.
Okay, fish fry. You see, you have a method. You have a way in which you dish it.
Yes.
I thought so.
Some fish.
I mean, I know it's your preference, but I still want to get it. So it's acheke, aloko, fish, veggies on top of the fish.
Yes.
Okay. Then the pepper sauce. Okay.
And then the green
one. Okay, so we're set?
So we're set.
Okay, so how do we start this?
So you start with your fish.
Start with the fish, okay.
Yes, so you scoop a bit of the fish.
Okay. Being mindful of the bones, of course, because tilapia has a lot of bones. Okay.
Take some veggies.
Take some veggies.
Drop on your acheke.
Okay. All right.
Now you grab a little of the green pepper sauce.
Okay.
On top of it.
On top of it.
The red pepper sauce on top of it. A bit of mayo.
Okay.
On top of it. Okay. Then you can take either 1 or 2 plantain.
Okay.
Just put it on the side. Avocado.
Okay. So it's literally everything.
Yes. So you just mix it together.
Okay.
And
then you take a big bite.
Straight into your mouth.
Okay. Mmm. I love it. I see what you mean.
See, you get a taste of everything.
So the plantain gives you a little bit of sweet. You have the sour from the vinegar and the veggies. Then there's a nice like buttery feel from the avocado. The mayo in an interesting way like binds everything together. I don't even know how to explain it. And then it doesn't even make the pepper taste very hot.
Hot, exactly.
Amazing. Thank
What's
you
cooking?
for the, oh Lord.
Somebody should respond. I'm asking, what's cooking?
Acheke is cooking.
That's why
It's always, you see, I have very courteous, very demure guests.
You see?
So they always respond to you. That's why you keep coming.
Yes, I can see Acheke, Apiorkor, and Acheke Napaya.
Charlie.
Wow. Charlie, please, when I arrive, don't waste time. Just
what?
Where we've gotten to, no time wasting. You know, I'm a Google certified judge.
You are?
Yes. So please don't waste time. Yes.
Go certifies judges
Oh, you don't know?
of food.
No, the division. My division. Oh, it's okay, yes. Yes. Apiorkor. This will be nice.
It is nice.
Yes.
That's delicious.
Acheke na pie.
Do you want the head
delicious.
or you want the tail?
Tail, yes.
This is really delicious.
Nice veggies.
Thank you.
Why are you giving commentary? Yeah, you have come. You have come to beg for food that you're not invited to eat. Then, as they're dishing the food for you, you are giving commentary.
Yeah, no, more pepper. Yes. Yes. Thank
Chef,
Yes, ma'am.
this is my neighbor
Okay.
who I literally, and it's not even a joke, I only see him when food
food
has
is
been
ready.
prepared. And yes, and it's time to eat. Like, even though the food already and we're dishing it and he comes, but when we are eating, what kind of behavior is this? When you're in school, Tessa General,
Yeah.
did you ever read the story of the little red hen? So the little red hen, those who don't know the story, she wanted to bake bread and she kept asking, who will help me bake the bread? Not I, said the cat. Not I, said the everybody.
Here you go.
Everybody on the farm said no. Now when the bread was ready, who will help me eat the bread? Everybody came. You are the little red hen's friends. You.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Don't
Help
worry.
me pass
Why
the
are you
chips.
being nice to him? He should have brought water.
Oh, next time. When I'm coming, I'll bring you water. If that's all the requirements.
Chef.
Okay, so chef,
Yes, sir.
you're on it already.
Yes, I am.
So I start with something here.
Oh, God.
With your fish?
Proteinous. Protein.
You should have come early so that you'd have known.
I put something here, right?
Yes. Then you take the veggies.
Nice one.
Your pepper.
Pepe.
The red one as well. Your aluko.
Apiorkor?
Yes.
Wow.
It's a general. Because of free food,
Then
you won't
avocado.
use your cutlery today.
No, this
And
is
then
special.
a bit of mayo.
This is special.
Because of free food,
This is special.
you are not using your cutlery.
This is special.
Why is this special?
Please, don't jealous me.
So, chef, while he's making up his mind, what he's tasting and feeling in his heart,
Yes.
I find it very. It's such a beautiful story that you have family in Côte d'Ivoire, right? I mean, you of course you are a Beninese Ghanaian, so there's already that very rich heritage, and I'm sure you say your mom is a caterer.
Yes.
At home, you love cooking, so I'm sure you know how to make some of the Beninese meals. Of course, you know the Ghanaian meals too. But to travel and then go and take time to learn other parts of your heritage, like making acheke, I think that's very beautiful. And I want to ask you, for you as a chef, how important is it for you to make sure that whatever you put on a plate, from the fire, from the frying pan, from the pot onto a plate, how important is it for you to be able to share your heritage or a piece of you with people who are eating your food?
It's important because I mean, one thing I believe as a chef is whatever you make or whatever you cook for anyone to eat, you need to leave a long-lasting impression. There was a time I made couscous and vegetable stew for somebody. The person has had couscous and vegetable stew so many times, but that particular one, he called. That was a client. I was like, what exactly I did to the sauce? And I didn't share with him because I mean, every chef has a special recipe and have their own secrets. You understand? So coming from Benin and having a part of Ivory Coast, there are some little ingredients and some little secrets we have that we use in making our meals that differentiates the francophone from the anglophone. Exactly. So as a chef, I think it's very necessary that whatever you do from fire to the plate, you leave a long-lasting impression in the minds of people. Coming from Benin and partly Ivory Coast, you know, Benin francophones, French people have very particular and specific recipes that they use in making their foods. So, like I remember there was this time I did couscous for a client, and he's had couscous so many places, but this particular time there were one or two things I added to the sauce, and that gave it a different taste. So he called, and till date he still calls me and tells me he wants to know that recipe. I mean, so it is very important for you as a chef to leave a long-lasting impression of yourself when cooking.
And I mean, I find that it's amazing. You're not saying it's not just about the taste.
No.
But leaving an impression about yourself.
Exactly.
People should be able to experience who you are.
And one thing too is you must be very emotional about what you do. When you add emotions to the cooking, it brings the best out of you. I mean,
see, that's the culinary
if you are not emotional about what you're doing, I mean, it will not come out right. Emotions also play a vital role.
So you cook with love, you cook with soul, you cook with spirit.
Exactly.
Amazing. Taster General, do you have a question for Chef?
No. I'm busy. I want to concentrate.
You're so rude.
No, I want to concentrate.
Somebody is feeding you, and you there, you want to concentrate.
Yeah,
okay.
No, that's why I need to concentrate. So
okay, so you there, give us your verdict.
Good marks.
Give us your verdict.
Oh, already?
Yes.
Oh, let me take one last blow.
Chef.
Yes.
My last question to you.
Please.
I know these days it's very lovely to see a lot more young people getting involved in their culture, one, but also in food culture. I see a lot more young people, you know, at Channel 1 TV and City FM, we run what we call the Back to a Village Food Bazaar every March, and I'm seeing more and more young people come out because they have a genuine thirst to discover who they are through their food. What do you have to say to that young person who is thinking, you know, I'm interested in cooking, I may like to be a chef, but I'm not sure if it's for me? What's your piece of advice to that person?
First of all, just follow your passion. That's what I would say. I remember earlier when we started, I told you that I was working. I had an 8 to 5 job, but I was not happy about the job.
It was a good job, but
it was a good job. I was just not happy about it. But when I started cooking, I've never been to a catering school. I don't have a catering certificate. But I self-taught myself. I'll spend time, watch videos, I'll spend time, watch cooking things, try it on my own first at home.
Age and all the information is there.
I mean, try it myself at home, then if it's good, I'll ask people to come taste. If it's good and they like it, then it means it's good to go. I can run with it on the market. And but that doesn't mean school is not important. School is very important. I mean, it adds up to your skill, and it's one thing I also plan on doing. Yes.
Wonderful.
So don't give up. If you want to go for it, please go for it. But just be sure that you're because it's not easy. Go for it. It will be difficult. Don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep going, and definitely you get to the top.
I love it. Such the salad king.
Yes, ma'am.
You know now you owe me like plenty salads,
no,
right?
Not a problem. Not a problem.
And you guys should look out for him. Like I said, those are really love.
Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 newsroom from our studios at number 5 Owula Hansen Lane at Tesano. I'm Frema Edunyame. Coming up. Narcotics Commission warns Intim Fojo of possible arrest over drug money laundering probe.
You will leave us with no option than to go. To go for him. That is to get him arrested because you are refusing to. Come to us. We have communicated through a channel to get you or to invite you. You said you have not been invited. You said on other platforms also that you are even not going. You are not going to even appear if you should even call you.
Police tighten security at Adabraka jewelry shop following 2024 robbery incident.
Oh, since the incident happened, he has been slow for some time now, but the security-wise is very strong, and it makes business slow. I think they should have been here earlier on, and then since it was a business area, they should have been here earlier on.
7 soldiers remanded over alleged brutality leading to death of 2 civilians in Kumasi. Also coming up, mystery skin disease hits Apiorkor affect dozens in Ho West District. Residents appeal for urgent medical support as infections spread among children and adults. In Channel 1 Business. Bank of Ghana warns against misuse of currency transport boxes amid counterfeiting concerns. And in Channel 1 Sports. Legon Stadium set to host 2025 CAF African Schools Football Championship. Many thanks for joining us. Now in our first story, the Deputy Director of the Narcotics Control Commission, Chum Berma, has issued a strong warning to Reverend John Intim Fojo, suggesting the Asin South MP could face arrest for failing to cooperate with ongoing investigations into alleged money laundering and drug trafficking. According to Berma, the ranking member of the Defense and Interior Committee has repeatedly ignored calls to assist with inquiries related to 2 aircraft suspected of being linked to illicit activities. In an interview with City News, Berma noted that if Reverend Intim Fojo continues to evade the process, security agencies may be left with no option but to take legal action, including possible arrests.
The National Security Coordinator was coordinating these agencies to ensure that the investigation will commence and then go through. But not dealing with him from individual positions. For instance, maybe BNI will call you and then NAPOC will call you separately. No. The National Security Coordinator was coordinating all these agencies to ensure that, any directive that is given will be done accordingly.
He said that he was not invited. The Honorable Felix Kwachi said he was invited through his leader, the Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin.
Yeah.
The Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin said that he spoke for and on behalf of his committee, it wasn't his personal opinion. So what happens next? Now that it appears you want him to provide you the information, he's not providing it. Can NACOC or any of the agencies use any other means to get this information? Because, like you said, it's important that we deal with the matter.
Of course. This morning I said something on one of your sister stations, and I said that if you continue to tell the very line that he told, he will leave us with no option than to go. To go for him. That is to get him arrested, because you are refusing to. Come to us. We have communicated through a channel to get you or to invite you. You said you have not been invited. You said on other platforms also that you are not going to even appear, if you should even call it.
The Ghana Police Service has intensified security at Kabe's jewelry shop in Adabraka, Accra, following a robbery incident that occurred on November 2, 2024. The heightened police presence comes in response to renewed concerns from residents and business owners in the area regarding their safety, particularly in the wake of last year's robbery. Channel 1 News' Philip Ni Latte has more in this report.
Adabraka, Accra was shaken on Saturday, November 2, 2024, by a bold daylight robbery that took place in full view of shocked residents. 4 armed and masked men attacked a man in a red Toyota Corolla parked near the busy market. 1 person sustained severe injuries. Shoppers and vendors scrambled for cover, ducking behind stores and rushing to safety as gunfire echoed across the market. The robbers quickly forced their way into the vehicle, seizing large sacks of cash stored inside. It was later revealed that the incident was part of a robbery at a jewelry shop in Adabraka, where the thieves made off with over 6 million Ghana cedis. In a statement on November 2, the Ghana Police Service assured the public that they were actively pursuing the robbers and would bring them to justice. The Ghana Police Service confirmed that they were on a manhunt for the gang of armed robbers who targeted the jewelry shop at Adabraka. A visit to the area on April 7, 2025, almost 6 months after the incident, revealed an increased security presence. However, the owners of Kabest jewelry shop, where the incident occurred, have remained tight-lipped about the robbery and the ongoing police investigation.
Behind me is a pickup vehicle belonging to the Ghana Police Service. This pickup vehicle is stationed in front of the Kabest jewelry shop that was attacked by some armed robbers in November last year. After the incident, personnel from the Ghana Police Service have been stationed here to ensure that security or safety prevails in this enclave, and especially in front of the Kabest jewelry shop, and also to ensure that residents who stay or live in this area are safe.
Some residents expressed uncertainty about the current status of investigation and the whereabouts of the perpetrators. Despite this, they acknowledged that the increased police presence was a step in the right direction.
No, since the incident happened, he has been slow for some time now, but the security-wise is very strong, and it makes business slow. I think they should have been here earlier on, and then since it was a business area, they should have been here earlier on. But now that Ameba, people don't really like to come do business because of the past incidents. Oh, because it was on TV, everybody saw it, and even somebody came here his first time. I mean, even though your shop wasn't a victim, but because of that, people get scared. But since the police is here, it's also helping us. Catching up the corporates, I've not heard anything that they've said that this is a suspect or something.
I'm about first one. Oh, really? I'm about energy, no need I remember first one, we only be baby, me sure be. She be an any police for ba abi an ele be. Mo go police for pour who keke po. Ona be she mo. Je na ba feel no ko. She an be a safety be an.
What dia dane police be be.
Hawk ba be me ba no chumo. Wa me ba. She keke juke she Friday, Saturday am be from Monday to Saturday. Sunday pen am ba no chumo.
All efforts to get updates on the Adabraka robbery incident from the Ghana Police Service have proven futile.
For business owners and residents within Adabraka, especially within the enclave where the robbery incident happened on November 4, 2024, they are excited about the fact that police officers have been brought to the area and also in front of the Cabez Jewelry Shop to bring safety and security in the area. They are, however, urging the Ghana Police Service to expedite investigations and also arrest the perpetrators. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Philip Ni Latte.
Now moving to the Ashanti region, the Swami District Court has remanded 7 military officers, including senior officers and a driver, over the alleged assault of 3 civilians, which led to the death of 2. The victims were arrested on March 28, 2025, and allegedly taken to the 4th Infantry Battalion 4BN barracks in Kumasi, where they were reportedly brutalized. 2 of them were later found dead in a bush at Denyame, a suburb of Kumasi. Channel 1 News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani has the details.
According to police prosecutors, the victims, Kwame Edu, also known as OG, Kobna Safo, and Christian Obriabua, popularly called Kofi Yesu, were arrested by uniformed military officers after being accused of stealing an iPhone belonging to a civilian. They were reportedly taken to the 4BN barracks, where they were allegedly subjected to severe beatings before being dumped at Denyame. Police later received a tip-off about the location of 2 lifeless bodies. Officers from the Swami Division retrieved the bodies and deposited them at the Konfanochi Teaching Hospital morgue. Following public appeals and police reports by concerned families, the victims were identified as Kwame Edu and Kobna Safo. The 3rd victim, Christian Yabua, was found alive. The 7 officers who have been charged with murder and conspiracy to commit murder appeared before the Swami District Court on Tuesday. Relatives of the deceased who were present in court continue to call for justice.
Adjourned to 22nd April 2025, but relatives of the deceased continue to press for justice. Hafiz Tijani, Channel 1 News, Swami, Ashanti Region.
The government's decision to deport foreign nationals involved in illegal mining has sparked mixed reactions. Now, while some see it as a necessary move, critics accuse the government of double standards, recalling their opposition to similar actions taken by the previous NPP administration. Now, others argue that deportation rather than prosecution could embolden foreign offenders rather than deter them. Now, joining us for deeper insight is Dr. John Kingsley Krugu, former CEO of the Environmental Protection Agency and NPP parliamentary candidate for the Zebila constituency. He shares his views on the government's approach to illegal mining and other related issues. Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
And you're welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. Right, so let's go straight to the conversation. Now, you spent some time at EPA. Now, based on the data that you had access to, how significant is the involvement of foreign nationals in illegal mining?
I think it's quite significant. There are quite a number of foreigners involved in our mining sector, and it is not only limited to Ghana. Having worked as head of the EPA, it also exposed me to what is going on across the continent. And I have had the cause to say that we have to treat this issue of illegal mining as an economic issue and look at it from a positive perspective and not a negative thing. This whole idea that the guys out there are doing the wrong thing and let's go and fight them is not the way to go. Because if you take the entire continent of Africa, if you take agriculture away, the next economic activity that engages young people across the continent is illegal mining activity. So it's not just a Ghanaian problem.
Right.
I mean, if you go to South Africa, they call it Zamazama. If you go to the DR Congo, if you go to Zambia, you just across. If you go to Liberia, so it's a continent-wide problem. And the earlier we looked at it, because if you take agriculture away, the next thing that you find many young people doing is what we call illegal mining.
Right.
That means that we need to have a critical look at it. And that is also why I am one of the people who says that, look, if young people growing up in poverty, with a difficulty to be able to get make an economic livelihood, and they are told that the land on which their own parents died in poverty, they can just get a stone, and they don't need to carry that across a long distance. But once they are able to get a stone out of that very land, they're going to get access to money. You can't go and say they are illegal.
Right.
You understand? Because this is the land on which their parents died on.
But there's proper approach to everything.
Thank you. So that is the point. And that is why I'm saying that we shouldn't approach it from a negative perspective.
Right, so I get a point
so
with...
the proper approach is a positive approach to looking at it and to seeing how they can make a livelihood out of it while protecting the environment.
I get your stance with citizens doing it, but when we have foreigners now come in, that is what I want us to look at. Now, the government has decided to deport foreigners who engage in illegal mining. Is that the right approach instead of prosecuting these people to serve as deterrent? That's why I earlier referred you to the data you had at EPA, look at the involvement of foreigners in illegal mining.
Yes, so there are two things. I mean, first of all, right from the beginning, I'll tell you the solution is not to just deport the foreigners.
Right.
You know, so that they have come in and helped to destroy our environment. And all what we do is to say, bye-bye, go back home, and then what happened to what we have? It also set a precedence where foreigners will come and would even try to destroy as much as possible and as quickly as possible. So if I can destroy as much and get something, when they catch me, and then I'll go back home. And so that definitely is not the way to go as a government. But more importantly, these foreigners, if you look at our law, a foreigner cannot have access to a small-scale mining concession. So it is Ghanaians who is collaborating or has brought these foreigners. Maybe a Ghanaian has gone for a concession. And when I was in office, we identified the problem. And thanks to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo's vision, the problem is not a magic bullet. It is simply because the law limits small-scale mining to only Ghanaians.
Right.
Majority of those young people you see doing illegal mining simply do not have the capacity to engage in the kind of mining that we require them to do according to environmental sustainable practices. So if one of them manages to get a concession, this person will begin to go and look for foreigners to come and help and bring in the needed capacity and the financial investment to be able to mine. And that was the reason why. And I sat back and I watched the current government, and they are forming committees and they are doing this, and I said, no, you don't need that. There's a blueprint.
But let me find out from you, will the introduction of the Blue Water Guards as community-based surveillance initiative help in any way?
That is also something that I'm very surprised and I'm actually shocked, because we under the previous government. I don't know whether the media you followed.
Yeah.
That water gas were trained. Okay. As National Coordinator for Landscape Restoration and Small-Scale Mining, then I was part of the people who always go to the Naval Command to graduate these water guards.
Yeah.
We have taken that route. As a matter of fact, those water guards that were trained never got to the field.
Wow.
It was about institutional issues. Because you have the Naval Commander train them, then you have Water Resources Commission, and then you have the Minerals Commission. And they were captured under the Minerals Commission. Then the Water Resources will say, we are in charge of the water bodies. Then you have the Navy. So all of that did not amount to anything. Then suddenly I saw that they are going to train another group of young people.
The same thing.
In the same thing.
Right.
I mean, that is not the way to go. I just told you there's a blueprint. We left that blueprint. As a matter of fact, under the leadership of the then Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Samuel Abu Jinapo, we secured, and I led that process, we secured $103 million
Wow.
to implement a plan, and His Excellency Nanado made it clear that there is no quick fix to dealing with galamsey. So he needed a plan that cut across his government. That plan is still there.
Well, maybe that is so maybe
they
the
need
new
to follow through and implement it. The money is there, the plan is there.
Well,
all what they need to do is to get it implemented.
Let's just hope that we are able to follow through this. But let's hold on now. I'll come back to you for more conversation. Now, in some other stories, calm has returned to Yamfo, with residents gradually resuming their daily routines. There was chaos in Yamfo, a community in the Tano North municipality of the Ahafo region, last Friday, following the death of a 30-year-old nurse, Richard Acheke, who worked at the Yamfo Health Center. Channel 1 News correspondent Michael Saponufum brings us more.
Richard Acheke is alleged to have died as a result of police brutality. In response, angry youth in the town stormed the Yamfo police station, destroying property to register their outrage. Windows and doors were shattered. The station officer's office was also ransacked, and a vehicle parked on the premises had its windscreen smashed. The military was deployed to restore order in the community. The Deputy Ahafo Regional Police Commander, ACP Richard Jebi, along with other regional and municipal security officials, visited the scene to assess the extent of the damage. He also shared what steps the police are taking in response to the incident.
Our assurance to them is 100% that this incident will be investigated with the, I would say, the alacrity that it deserves. And everybody should rest assured that nobody will be shielded. All the culpable people will be dealt with according to the SOP of the police.
Meanwhile, the Yamfo Youth Association is calling for justice for the late nurse. Its chairman, Asari Nana Jefi Kumenini Ameya, spoke to Channel 1 News.
We are demanding for justice, nothing but justice, because the manner in which he died is difficult for us. So we are calling on the IGP, we are calling on Ghana Police Service, that as a matter of fact, the manner in which our friend and our brother died is hurting. So you should give us justice, nothing but justice. That's what we are calling for.
The Yamfo Youth Association is calling for justice for the late nurse, Richard Acheke, from Yamfo in the Ahafo region. Michael Saponufum, Channel 1 News.
The Odumasi Police Command is investigating the death of two young men who were crushed by a limestone tipper truck on the Otekpolu-Odumasi stretch in the eastern region. The victims, Wisdom Blee Hola, a final-year computer science student at the University of Ghana, and his cousin, Benedict Blee, were both active members of the Blockbusters volleyball team based in Asasawa in the eastern region. The tragic incident occurred when the two men, in an attempt to overtake a pickup truck ahead of them, veered off their lane at a section of the road at IMSU and collided with an oncoming tipper truck. Personnel from the Motor Transport and Traffic Directorate, MTTD, of the Odumasi Police Command rushed to the scene to assist in controlling traffic and convey the remains of the victims to the St. Martin's de Porres Hospital morgue for autopsy and preservation. Right, so we still have Dr. John Kingsley Krugu here with us. Now, he is former NPP parliamentary candidate for Zebila. Honorable, thank you for staying through. Now, in the lead up to the election, tensions in Boko, so we've moved away from illegal mining. Let's now focus on tensions in Boko. I mean, this Boko and its enclave had escalated tensions significantly. Do you believe that this impacted your electoral performance?
I mean, it definitely contributed to what happened there. And on election day, in the entire Kusau traditional area, one cannot really describe it as an election because, and rightly so, people voted out of anger, out of fear, you know, voted for their very life because people thought that the previous administration did not handle the issue of the conflict very well. If you follow the story very well, you saw that there was an illegal chief installed in Lerugo. Government came out clearly to make the point that that was an illegality. Government followed up with an action to put a warrant on the arrest of this guy. All of that amounted to nothing. He eventually was brought to Boku, just very close to the election, and said that he's an alternative chief. And as we speak, he's sitting there. So that definitely had an influence and contributed to the outcome of the election in that area.
How do we bring lasting peace and stability in Boko and its environs?
Well, I don't think that question is very difficult to answer because when you have a whole state declaring something as illegal and saying that there is a recognized traditional leader, a paramount chief, who's recognized by the state, by the institutions, the relevant institutions, the House of Chiefs and all of that, and then somebody gets up and say, no, despite all of that, I'm also a chief. I don't think it's a big question to answer. It is absolutely up to the state to do. I mean, if I'm found to be illegal sitting here, you know the state machinery, what they'll do to me. So I think that the state has a job to do. I'm aware that they have followed through the same path that His Excellency Nanadu was following through by going through the Asantehene and all of that. That work is going on. I'm one of the people who has questioned that process. Not now, also under the previous administration, because I don't understand why, if we all agree that something is illegal, then we are giving the Asantehene a difficult task. What is he supposed to say?
When we know the obvious.
When we know what ought to be done. And so we pray. Of course, I'm mindful that this is a very sensitive matter, but we pray that God will grant him the wisdom and the president, the current president. I'm even surprised because if you listen to the words of the current President Mahama towards the elections, I thought that the first week when he took over his office, the issue of this issue in Boku would have been history.
I mean, you've been in government before and you know how these things work. But before we let you go, I want us to look at the issue of illegal mining. How would you assess the performance in the fight of illegal mining by President Mahama's government so far?
Well, first of all, I think that if President Mahama failed in the fight against this canker, then we are in trouble as a country.
Is he on the right track now?
And the reason I say that is because he has had the opportunity to be president before. He's gone to opposition to reflect over what he did and to watch his predecessor, what he did. And he has come back with hindsight knowledge. So he should be the last person.
How is he performing now?
At the moment, I am afraid that there is not yet a coherent plan or approach to dealing with the matter. What I see is tidbits of media hype. When the Minister for Lands gathered media, and said, we are going to fight galamsey, we'll fight it. I mean, that is not going to deal with the issue of galamsey.
But is sensitizing the people not important in the fight?
Yes, but it is important. Engaging the people is important, but following through. And there's a blueprint. The outgoing administration left a blueprint there. We started with institutional strengthening. Go to Minerals Commission, go to Ghana Geological Survey Authority, go to what PMMC now they've turned into Gold Board, or you go to all the other agencies, Water Resources Commission, and see what capacity has been brought to these institutions. That was part of the institutional strengthening. And this is about logistics, it's about vehicles, it's about computers and all of that. And then also check the legal framework, the strengthening of the legal framework. The other plan about, and Dr. Baumia spoke a lot, he's left it there. Why wouldn't they just take Dr. Baumia manifesto and implement? You see, if you don't conduct geological investigations, and demarcate mineralized lands, and then give these lands to these young people. There is not, you can't kick them out of the place.
Very well. Former CEO of the Environmental Protection Authority and NPP parliamentary candidate for the Zebila constituency, Dr. John Kingsley Krugu. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Right, this is Channel 1 Newsroom. Continuing, residents of Advertisements, a small farming community in the whole West District of the Volta region, are calling for urgent medical intervention following the outbreak of a mysterious skin disease affecting both children and adults. So far, about 30 residents out of a population of just over 200 have developed symptoms, including children as young as 1-year-olds. Channel 1 News' Volta regional correspondent Desmond Selassie Ago visited the community and filed the following report.
A strange skin condition is spreading in Afetapo, a remote community tucked away in the whole West District. The disease, whose cause remains unknown, has left dozens of residents with painful rashes and visible skin damage. Among the roughly 30 reported cases are infants, raising alarm and prompting calls for urgent government intervention. Health officials reportedly visited the community last week to assess the situation, but residents say they have yet to receive follow-up support or treatment. Speaking to Channel 1 News, some of the affected residents and parents of infected children described the physical and emotional toll the disease is taking on them and urged the authorities to act swiftly.
Akena memani se ko no gaba won te petina university yama ba ko amuna ke ko ba university bobo how much na togi sama ka togi wori akoko e ga wori de bibo te ga okay six magani bedegbe ne je no zubo nya won ni ne mu nya ke ko volunt ka ma wo ti ba ko ati kala to plan ndo pe
consider the kind you way kono we la mi te ko jipo
Eleven may cause you.
Bu doctor va llevar chico bu wala trova aquatica va va mkinata ata doctor ha sinu ko pomileta mata mkete kwa jua.
Tuna feed the cogide how many kilometers and how many minutes?
No be 25 kilometers.
The headman of the community, Prosper Zate, confirmed the outbreak and reiterated the community's urgent plea for a coordinated health response before the situation escalates further.
Ani inyale ke mia wa fina wa aju kami na jironya inala anatikemi kakala ova ubi ini ava ila sinipo e ba ko da ro ke kene ni ava fi awon ova yo ko ko ni bi o jagba na je tike akwado lani awon ni mi aka dola aba gbare ni anyale ke wa tan anu to gure mano anani atikara ko ko ni.
Despite growing concern, community leaders are trying to calm fears, especially amongst natives of Afetakpo living elsewhere, who might have been considering a return visit during the Easter holidays. They emphasize that, while the disease is a serious concern, its spread remains relatively contained and should not deter people From visitors, residents in Afetapo in the whole West District of the Volta region are calling for swift intervention to prevent the spread of the strange skin disease here in the community. Reporting for Channel 1 News from Afetapo in the whole West District of the Volta region, my name is Desmond Salashago.
This is the Channel 1 newsroom, still to come. Bank of Ghana warns against misuse of currency transport boxes amid counterfeiting concerns. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world. Piva Drink adds a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Colorectal cancer is highly preventable and curable. Have you attained 45 years and older? Notice blood in your stool, a family history of cancer? Then don't wait to have a colonoscopy. Early detection of cancer and effective treatment save lives.
There are weak points in the development and spread of cancers of the large bowel that we have control over to stop, to reduce the incidence and deaths from these cancers. Achieving this success depends on you and me. We are fully prepared. What about you?
Visit Mintuba Hospital and Coloproctology Center today or call us. Mintuba Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, in to serve a peculiar health need.
Hi, my name is Acheke Kwame. I live at the plush Leisure Den Symphonic, a real estate property developed by Wayleaf Properties, the very developers of Vista Del Mare and the beautiful Alphabet City. So come with me to site. Let me introduce you to your new home, a gated community with 24-hour security in the heart of Sakumono. Behind me is going to be Willow Lane, where elegance will meet tranquility. You are going to be greeted with a 4-bedroom ensuite home with an elevator, swimming pool, children's playground, constant electricity, and many more. But wait, it gets even more interesting for early birds like you. You get a whopping $50,000 discount. Yes, I said $50,000 if you purchase between now and the end of this month. So call us now or visit us. Willow Lane, where elegance meets tranquility.
You're welcome back. Up next is Channel 1 Business with Netele Nete Ajaho.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees emergency. Mommy, chop money emergency. Emergency. Acheke, I'm in rent emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At
Dial star 770 hash for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
You're welcome, Natalie. So the Bank of Ghana has been raising some concerns. What exactly have they been saying?
Yeah, if we remember, in February this year, the national security chanced upon, or they intercepted some cash, counterfeit cash and gold bars, and some were in BOG boxes. So they are trying to clarify that even though these BOG boxes are used by the public, it can fall into criminal hands. So they
Tell us more.
Okay. Now, the Bank of Ghana has raised concerns over the misuse of its currency transport boxes, cautioning that repurposing these containers, especially for illegal activities, poses a serious threat to the bank's credibility and operations. This warning follows the discovery of official BOG cash boxes at the center of a large-scale counterfeiting operation uncovered in Sape Mine. During an exclusive tour of the crime scene, Director of Special Operations of the National Security Secretariat, Richard Jakpa, confirmed that the boxes found were authentic BOG property. But in a statement titled Use and Misuse of Bank of Ghana Currency Transport Boxes, the central bank addressed rising public anxiety over the improper use of its wooden cash containers originally designed for transporting currency securely. It said these boxes are robust, reusable, and well-suited to withstand wear and tear associated with logistics. However, the bank also noted that some members of the public have obtained and reused the boxes for domestic and commercial purposes such as storage or general transport. While this kind of casual repurposing is not necessarily illegal, the bank warns that the sharp difference between such use and criminal exploitation. Now, 3 key trade associations in Ghana are urging the U.S. government to reduce or completely waive off the newly imposed 10% tariff on Ghanaian exports to the U.S. The appeal comes as government opens negotiations with the U.S. authorities to seek relief from the broader tariff policy, which affects multiple exporting countries, including Ghana. Daniel Ojo-Mensah has more in this report.
The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, the Vegetable Producers and Exporters Association of Ghana, and the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, FABAC, have all expressed concern over the potential impact of the newly imposed 10% tariff on their respective industries. In an interview with Channel One Business, the president of the Vegetable Producers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Dr. Felix Mauli Kamasa, expressed optimism about ongoing government negotiations with the U.S. aimed at addressing the issue.
Our sector, like the yam exporters, is going to hit them because some of the buyers, they require that you pay the freight here before the goods get to them. So adding that 10% extra levy on the cost, what we are paying now, is going to reduce some of our exports. I'm happy the Ministry of Trade and then Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they already meet the U.S. ambassador. They had a couple of discussions, and this week I can say in authority that we are meeting Ministry of Trade during the week to look at some of the challenge, what they can do to even push it further down.
The Ghana Union of Traders Association, while advocating for a reduction in the 10% tariff, also called for a review of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGWA, which grants duty-free access to goods in sectors such as agriculture, textiles, and leather. Dr. Joseph Obing is the president of the association.
The fact that the price is going to go up, it will also affect the flow of trade and all that. Yes, admittedly, that's why we want government to still pursue and then get some results. At least it should be taken off the table. We are going to plead that they give us some extension for the AGWA because they gave it the opportunity for us to assess the market, to build our capacity, but I don't think we are there yet, and so we should use that as a leverage. Once it is in their constitution, is the state policy, then of course then we have an upper hand even in other countries.
The executive chairman for the Food and Beverages Association of Ghana, John Awini, has also thrown its support behind the call for a review of the new tariff policy.
Essentially, the businesses will look for we'll always have to look for new market opportunities, because essentially tariffs are anti-trade. Tariffs are serve as trade barriers. And so where you find out that when you send up as a result of tariff hikes and barriers, your goods are not going to be purchased or demanded as they usually would be. You will look for markets that are more conducive. You look for markets that are friendly.
The business associations have underscored the need to strengthen AfCFTA trade protocols that will allow seamless trading among African countries. For Channel One Business, I am Daniel Udro-Mensah.
And that's it for Channel One Business. I am Neteli Neti Ajahu. Back to you, Firma.
Thank you very much, Neteli. Let's now do some more stories. President John Dramani Mahama has expressed concerns over the decision by the United States to impose tariff on imports from all countries, including Ghana. The move, according to U.S. President Donald Trump, is necessary to address economic and national security implications arising from global trade deficits. President Mahama, during a visit by Czech presidents, criticized the approach by the U.S. and pointed out that these measures appear to prioritize narrow national interest over global economic cooperation.
Our Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Trade held a session with the U.S. ambassador to clarify what the implications of the tariff are for Ghana particularly. And I think in the next few days, the Minister of Foreign Affairs will release a statement on what the implications of those tariffs are. But I just join His Excellency to say that we all accepted a rule-based trading system, and it has served the world well because it has led to quite significant growth in GDP across the world. It is unfortunate that without resorting to the rules-based system, one country unilaterally decides to increase tariffs across board.
The Deputy Chief Executive of the Minerals Commission, Victoria Awuni, says Ghana is poised to process its bauxite resources locally in the shortest possible time. She has therefore called on global investors to take advantage of Ghana's conducive business climate and invest in the country's bauxite value chain. Representing the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources at the Fast Markets Bauxite and Alumina Conference in Miami, USA, Victoria Awuni emphasized that Ghana, home to an estimated 900 million metric tons of bauxite reserves, is now focused on refining the mineral locally to maximize national benefit. Channel One News' Acheke Yanim reports from Miami.
Miami in South Florida, USA, is not only known for its beautiful beaches for relaxation, but also becoming a boarding spot for business investors and government officials who actually come here to meet to explore possible investment opportunities. It is because of this that the Fast Market Bauxite and Aluminium Conference, which is taking place here, is attracting investors and Ghanaian officials from the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry to actually come here and explore the potential investment opportunities within the space of bauxite.
The conference brought together a wide spectrum of stakeholders within the global bauxite and aluminium value chain, from miners and producers to investors and analysts. It provided a platform for business networking, agreement signings, and exploration of future partnerships. Key discussions centered on expanding capacity and analyzing supply, demand, and price dynamics. Fast Market senior reporter Laura Roberts presented a positive outlook for global bauxite demand in 2025.
Fast Markets research expects aluminium demand to rise by 2.2% in 2025.
Program Director of Fast Markets, Sophie Bedridge, emphasized Africa's critical role in the bauxite supply chain.
What's really critical from this year is hearing the message that Africa wants to be present in the entire supply chain, not just as a producer of the raw material. And I think what we've seen from the Indonesians today is the success that they have had in building refineries, in building smelters, in having end-to-end production. And I see that Africa has even greater potential than that with the size of reserves that it has. And I think that collaboration is key.
Also speaking to Channel One TV, investor and board chairman of the Ghana Bauxite Company, Isaac Oforipoku, urged government to introduce more incentives, particularly for local investors, to scale up participation in the value chain.
You see, the partner that we need for government is collaboration. If, as a private sector, we are supported in that kind of direction, government coming to our aid to see to the duties and all the taxes and all that. I mean, that's the way to go.
Reading the keynote address on behalf of the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, Victoria Awuni assured investors of Ghana's readiness to support business initiatives backed by favorable policies and a stable regulatory framework.
As for us in Ghana, our message to investors is, to come in. We have a very stable climate. The government is ready to support, to collaborate with investors to, make sure we do a lot of the extraction and value addition to the bauxite before it goes out.
Led by the Deputy Minerals Commission CEO, the Ghanaian delegation have today actually made their pitch for investors to actually consider Ghana's bauxite industry when it comes to value addition. But the country awaits to see the fruits of the presentation they've made here at the Fast Markets Bauxite and Aluminium Conference here in Miami, USA. For Channel 1 TV News, I'm Acheke in Miami.
You're watching the Channel 1 newsroom, still to come. Academic activities at Dr. Hela Liman Technical University come to a halt amid indefinite strike by Technical University Teachers Association of Ghana, TUTAG. And later on sports, Legon Stadium set to host 2025 Cup African Schools Football Championship. We'll be right back with the details. Do stay.
So much love in the air. What are we looking at?
Thank you guys for joining us for this unforgettable night.
Paw Patrol is on a roll.
It's Max Verstappen in the lead. The megastar is here. Absolutely sensational.
Let's go!
Just taking a trip down memory lane.
Get unbelievable entertainment that is unbelievably easy to own. Get and stay connected to DSTV.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world. Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
You cannot be saved by the preaching of Jesus. It is what can wash away your sins. What is it that can actually wash the sins of the world? Is it the parables of Jesus? Is it the stories of Jesus? No, it is the blood of Jesus that was shed for us on Calvary's cross.
This Good Friday, a divine appointment awaits you. Join Evangelist Dag Heward-Mills for the Good Friday Miracle Service 2025, a time of miracles, healing, and salvation. Experience the life-changing message of the cross, the miraculous touch of God, and the greatest demonstration of love the world has ever known. Come expectant, come believing, and witness the power of Jesus Christ. Friday, April 18th, 2025, 3 p.m., Independence Square, Accra. Don't miss this historic gathering. Bring the sick, bring the broken, bring the lost, because Jesus still saves, heals, and delivers. See you there.
Thanks for staying with us. Next is Channel 1 Sports with Benjamin Nkitia. Benny, welcome.
Thank you very much, Firma.
Well, so we are going for the football championship. We are ready, aren't we?
Yep. And the Lagos Stadium is ready as well.
Super. Tell us more.
Let's get into the details. And in some few days, the Lagos Stadium will become the focal point of the 2025 CAF African Schools Football Championship, hosting the event over 5 days. Now, this marks the second time the University of Ghana Stadium will host a major Confederation of African Football competition, having previously welcomed the 13th African Games in March 2024. My colleague Gabi Ofer was at the venue earlier today and filed this report.
The Confederation of African Football confirmed Ghana as the host of the 2025 CAF African Schools Football Championship several weeks ago, with the event scheduled to take place from April 21 to 26, 2025. The Continental Finals will be held at the University of Ghana's Lagos Sports Stadium in Accra, marking the first time the tournament final stage will be hosted in West Africa. Previous editions were held in Southern Africa, South Africa 2023, and East Africa, Tanzania 2024. Since its inception, the program has engaged over 1,965,000 boys and girls from 46 countries, making it Africa's most successful youth sports mobilization initiative. The Lagos Sports Stadium, which previously hosted the men's football tournament during the 13th African Games, is set to be a bustling hub once again, with minor renovation work underway to prepare for the championship in just under 2 weeks.
So I only remember that CAF officials were here earlier on, so they have their own discussions. And as usual, like what happened even to a World Cup qualification, they always come to make sure that our stadia or fields meet their requirement and standards. So there are some renovations to be done, and the renovations are basically pitch work. It's not that the stadium is defaced or something. No, it's just typically pitch work. And these are things that have been there even during the African game. We were even told that the pitches, all our pitches, not this pitch alone, all our pitches didn't meet standards.
Ghana will make its debut at the CAF African Schools Football Championship Continental Finals on home soil, having failed to qualify for the previous 2 editions. The University of Ghana Sports Directorate views the gathering of participating countries as a significant opportunity to demonstrate Ghana's capability to successfully host a major football event while promoting the sport's values.
Resonate with our thoughts and the way we want to see sports grow. So we think that as even they come to do sports here, these are youth, they will go back in their various countries carrying the message of University of Ghana, carrying what they've seen at the University of Ghana, carrying in their mind that they've come to see a home, a place that has virtually all the facilities compared to any other countries they are coming from.
And that's all for Channel 1 Sports. Back to you, Firma.
Thank you very much, Benjamin. But quickly before you go, it looks like Arsenal has been pulling some stunts, huh?
Arsenal have put up a big performance, 3-0 against Real Madrid. Real Madrid are in trouble.
Interesting. Now, away from sports, academic activities at Dr. Hila Liman Technical University in Wa have come to a standstill as a local chapter of the Technical University Teachers Association of Ghana, TUTAG, embarks on an indefinite strike. The industrial action, which commenced on Monday, April 8, 2025, is in response to what the union describes as 2 years of continuous neglect by university management concerning critical welfare and infrastructural issues. Lecturers are demanding the immediate payment of outstanding allowances and end-of-service benefits alongside improvements to the institution's teaching and learning facilities.
The strike follows years of unsuccessful dialogue between TUTAG, university authorities, and the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission. With lecture halls now empty and mid-semester exam fast approaching, the protest threatens to disrupt the academic calendar and heighten students' anxiety. TUTAG maintains that despite some recent partial payments, university management has failed to provide a comprehensive plan to clear arrears and ensure the availability of basic teaching resources.
So we've been on the issue since 31st March 2023, at a point that we realized that management were being feet-dragged. Then we decided to petition the University Council. That's the University Council, which tenure ended in December. You know, as of now, we are still waiting for the new councils to be constituted. So the new council tasked them to fulfill these conditions. And up to now, they've not been.
And that's how we wrap up. This has been a Channel 1 Newsroom. I'm Frema Edunyame. Thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome to Face to Face on Channel 1 Television. I am Umaru Sandamadu. Today on Face